Sacramento, chilling.
Back super zone pants sagging on the shit. Hat back super zone pants sagging on the shit. Hat back super zone pants sagging.
Syph Morrison, let's go. Chicken Hill all day, hallway was good. Thrash Addicts, running squad. These niggas is talented out here, man. Let's let this beat right out. Z was good, man. Throw it on champion. I know you heard that in a second. Yeah. Syph Morrison, back up on my cool shit. Far from a bike, but I rock with some cool kids. Your chick suck my pipe, she get a mouth full of Cool Whip. Caked up, putting up bread, that's a cool flip. Boo for the jungle, my squad got the top grip. I'm a thrash addict, fresh fit with some fly kicks. Chicken Hill, man, you already know who the hottest is. When it come to tracks, I X-Men like Apocalypse. Puff and piff, blunt, big like a hockey stick. Model chick slummy, just do it on some Nike shit. You would have to look hard to find another nicest. Everything I write hot, got an M bison fist. Running squad hallway, you know what it is. Hat back, super zone, pants sagging on the shit. We got this like buns, how we lock this shit. R.I.P. Greens, I got this shit. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging on. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging on. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging on. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging on. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging on. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging on. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging on. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging on the shit. Rain stop, clouds clear, you can see my face. Check it, homie, I'm a cheetah in a zebra race. Who the hottest now? That's who we replace. Catch me in the coop with some birds like the weed is lace. Himalayan, take a puff, pass it to my ace. Trunk heads love Chicken Hill, cause we bring the bass. I had a chick stretch it out, yeah, like past the mace. No homo, my flow dope, I can't see me with an average face. Check the way I throw it on, far from average hate. D-pop the rosé, my chicks drink the Cabernet. Catch me in the jungle, yeah, that's where the lions stay. You acting niggas get put in the box like Lionsgate. Running shit, well, guess it's time for Lion State. Lion wait, while your stock drop, I annihilate. Your song suck, you can drive first like wide awake. Middle fingers up, I never say hi to I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging out. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging out. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging out. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging out. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging out. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging out. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging out. I got my hat back, super zone, pants sagging out the shit.
Hat back super zone pants sagging. Hat back super zone pants sagging on the shit. Hat back super zone pants sagging on the shit. Hat back and on the shit. And on the shit. Hat back super zone pants sagging. Hat back super zone pants sagging on the shit. Hat back super zone pants sagging on the shit. Hat back and on the shit. And on the shit.
It is another live stream, and we back on Tuesday. Big shout out to the chat family for that is already in the chat. You feel me? Shout out to my boy Joseph Nelson, real chat fan member. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy El Pedon, another chat fan member. You know what I'm saying? He says, what kind of buns are we talking? Hey, I thought about it, right? I'm gonna break it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? This is all freestyle too. I didn't put this in my notes. Shout out to CJ Manchester. He said, "What you mean?" Let me get to it, bro. All right, this is my theory, right? Now, when you get older, right? When you get older, you're not really active like that. Santa Claus has always been old, right? Old fat dude with the white beard, you know, silver fox dude. Shout out to Albert in the chat fam, or in the chat. So, old fat dude, you know, running around delivering toys once a year, you know what I'm saying? So he working his whole year up to deliver some toys to some kids that he don't know, you know what I'm saying? He got Mrs. Claus in there, but she
She out of the game. You know what I mean? She a little thick in the panties, but he ain't really got time for that. He old. He like 70 something, 80 something for what he looked like. You feel me? You cannot convince me that Santa Claus is getting buns. Mrs. Claus ain't throwing that nowhere for old Saint Nick, bro. There's no way in the world that Santa Claus is getting buns. Where is he going? He hitting the female elves? I've never seen a female elf. Have you seen a female elf? And I know this is a weird way to start the show, but we here. You feel me? I thought about it randomly. I needed a topic, or I needed a title for this Tuesday show, and that's the first thing that popped up, bro. And I stand on that. There's no way in the world Santa Claus is getting buns, bro. He too old. He too fat. You out of shape. You don't do nothing but eat cookies and drink milk everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying? You know what happens when you get hella old and you just drinking milk every fucking night? Bro, there's no way in the world that man is getting buns, bro. What's up, my boy Joe Cook? Joe Cook, do you think Santa Claus is getting buns? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I put my Christmas presents on it. Santa Claus is not smashing shit. Wow, look what talking about Santa Claus did. Made me sneeze. You know what I mean? He said, man, he got hoes in different area codes. Nah, Santa Claus is a trick. Them hoes ain't smashing no tricks, bro. You should know that. Everybody know this. Everybody know this. The tricks don't get nothing but a dinner date. Tricks get a dinner date. Then them hoes, they go and hook up with somebody like myself, which is a rapper, a clothing designer. You feel me? They go and hook up with them after. I'm fat. No, nah, you got kids, bro. That's different. You feel me? What is your nationality? I'm black and Mexican. Um, and Indian, but black and Mexican. But yeah, man, Santa Claus ain't getting no buns, bro. That's my theory. Please let me know if you feel differently in the chat, and I will debunk every single thing you say. I promise you. I can equate all of this conversation back down to Santa Claus getting no buns. Zero. Zilch. That man is a desert, and he's a trick. He taking care of everybody kids. Ain't nobody said nothing about the single mom staying up until middle of the night waiting for Santa Claus to come down that chimney and work something out. You feel me? He drops off presents, he picks up some milk and cookies, and he dips. You would think that he would be trying to get some cookie from the moms. No. He get his ass out of there. You know what I mean? He got a he got them all he got all them elves. See, that you would think, right? You would think. But have you ever seen a female elf in the North Pole? Have you ever seen a female elf? I've never seen a woman elf. Never. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I thought about this. It was random. This is how my brain works, bro. I thought about it. He's getting no buns. He's getting zero buns. Zero. What kind of job? All right, so I remember this movie. It was called Santa Claus, if I'm not mistaken. It was with Tim Allen, the dude from Home Improvement, and he became the new Santa Claus. And he got fat. You know, he grew the beard, and he had to be Santa Claus. Now, at first, it was like, oh man, how cool would that be? You get to just kick it, and you know what I mean, and and sit up there in the North Pole with all your elves. They're like your little handy workers, your little undocumented work slaves, and you just make them do whatever you want, right? You know what I mean? That's a job for somebody that's not me, because at the end of the day, bro, the last thing I want to do is sit around somewhere and work all the time and get zero buns, bro. No, thank you. No, thank you. There cannot be a happy life being Santa Claus. That has to be a life sentence of wrongness. There is no way that is a good job. If Santa Claus if you were picked to be the new Santa Claus, you might as well press reset on the game. We'll call it that. Cause bro, no thank you. You're sitting around with a bunch of like 2 foot men running around singing songs in some little shoes that have the little bells on them. No, thank you. You feel me? You feel me? No. Rigo Padilla says, my guy in part three, they have a kid. Santa gets buns just on the low on some Drake shit. What's up, chat? What's up with Rigo Padilla? Bro, I didn't see that, but I felt like they had to make up that malarkey, and I'll call it malarkey. They had to make up that malarkey to make you believe that Santa Claus is getting buns, bro. Now, you tell me how Mrs. Claus old ass is pushing out a child. You feel me? That's not happening, bro. That's not happening. Mrs. Claus is old and out of business, bro. You barely even see her. You barely even see her. She probably don't even cook dinner no more. The L's probably handling that. My boy Santa Claus is an avid porn hubber. I guarantee it, bro. That man is he probably got a foot fetish or some shit. That man is on Pornhub going crazy. You feel me? Guaranteed, bro. And he said on some Drake shit. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Speaking of Drake, bro, and I don't even have this on the docket. But Drake, imagine how cold Drake is. So apparently a lot of these dudes that are beefing with Drake, um, it not it isn't about, but it has something to do with Drake pillow talking to the females that they're dealing with, right? Now, a lot of dudes are saying, "Oh, you can't be mad. You got to be mad at the female if she gonna get a Drake," and you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, Drake. If Drake could pull your chick, that wasn't your chick. Look, bro. If me and you are cool, and we're talking about real life. You know what I mean? Not no industry stuff. If me and you are cool, and you try to crash I'm trying not to cuss. If you try to crash my chick, that's shame on you. If we cool, if we homies, bro, you don't smash my chick. That's like written rules, bro. That's like bro code. So for Drake to be running behind all these dudes trying to smack they work, bro, what type of time is Drake on? Do you feel me? What type of time is that on? Let me see. Cooper from the O, he says barely scratched the surface, but they acting like I made it. Um, we don't score the same amount. That's why some of them hate it. They never go hard, but that's why they never made it. I beat that. Let's go. Shout out to my boy Rigo Padilla. He be bringing me back with the lyrics, bro. I swear, I never go back and listen to my old music as much as when I've been seeing my boy Cooper from the O jump in here and throw my older lyrics in, bro. Shout out to Cooper from the O. Much love. I appreciate you so much, bro. I swear I do. I promise to God I do. Um, yeah, bro. Yeah, like when I tell you, this whole Drake nonsense is crazy, bro. It's crazy as hell because everybody's talking about, yeah, man, he's just the ultimate sniper, yada yada. Bro, that don't fly in real life, bro. That don't fly in real life. And it's like, oh, you beefing over women? No, bro. It is the simple principle. It's the principle. Why are you trying to smash everything I'm smashing? That's weirdo business. You know what I'm saying? That's just weirdo business to me, bro. I swear it is. And then you got some people like academics out there, DJ academics, that is like that's like really praising this dude. And it's like, man, I could tell y'all ain't never lived around no realness because although I don't beef over women, I don't. You know what I mean? I may beef over my wife. Who knows? I've never gotten there before. But although I don't believe in even beefing over women and funking and shit like that, but 90% of the issues that go on in the common hoods are behind women. Pillow talking to them, saying this, behind the homie back, trying to hit. You know what I'm saying? It's nasty work. It's nasty work. People are like, man, Gotta watch a chick around Drake because he'll smash her. He'll get at her. He'll do. Bro, Drake is is a nut, bro. There's no way in the world that's cool. You know what I mean? Let me see. Cooper from the O, he says, it's finally his turn in the hood after everybody done went through him. Man, I guess. See, but I've been hearing that he trying to get at wives and shit. Bro, you know how many blenders that man would be in out here in Stockton, bro? It would be bad for Drake. You know what I'm saying? Rigo Padilla says, I think they trying to pull the curtain on the whole Diddy situation. All of a sudden, there's beef in the hip hop industry between the greats. Nah, 200%, bro. Dead ass 200%. I had just thought about that. I'm not even lying, bro. I promise to God, I just thought about that. Like all of a sudden, it's so deep. And nobody's talking about Diddy no more. I swear, the other day, 2 days ago, I had to been. I was thinking exactly the same thing. I was like, man, everybody's waiting on Kendrick's response. Everybody's waiting on it. And all of a sudden, no more Diddy talk. No more Diddy talk. You feel me? He was just the number one topic. And now nobody has nothing to say. If you're just getting in right now, please hit the like button for your boy. Subscribe if you haven't. And right now, we talking about how the wool is being pulled over our eyes. Big shout out to Rigo Padilla. You know what I'm saying? I think that's crazy. And then you're like, well, why would they do such a thing? Why wouldn't they? And then it makes sense, right? Because let's put it in perspective. They said that J. Cole actually caught the fade with Diddy before, right? The diddler. You know what I'm saying? They actually fought before over Kendrick Lamar. And look at who are the two people that aren't really battling anymore. You got J. Cole that dropped out of the whole situation, and then Kendrick ain't responded yet. So are these dudes not saying anything now because you know what I mean? They don't want to take the shine away from where it should be. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Ash Mods. You know what I'm saying? I see you say you're a legend, much love. Happy I could catch a stream. I'm happy you could too. I appreciate that too. I appreciate that. For real, for real. Cooper from the O, he says, shout out to Chris Breezy for coming with the heat. No, though, for real. Big facts. Chris Brown might have the best diss period as of right now. And that's big because Drake got two of them. And Chris Brown went crazy. What does that have to say about the rappers right now? Now, everybody was saying, man, Drake went crazy, yada yada. I think Drake's diss to Kendrick was kind of weak. It was so weak, it makes me think, he really don't got shit to say about Kendrick. Drop it, give me 50. Okay, this person takes 50% of your money. Okay, it's a business. Okay, it happens. You know what I mean? Who cares? When it comes down to it, who cares? Pocket watching. I don't care about what nobody in this chat is making. You know what I mean? I only thing I hope about money when it comes to somebody else is that you getting as much as you can. You feel me? That's the only thing I care about. But I'm just that type of person. I don't pocket watch. I don't care about I don't care about it like that. Oh, you ain't making more than me. I think that's weirdo behavior. You feel me? I think that's weirdo behavior, and a lot of these dudes that's in the industry are showing that weirdo behavior, man. You know what I'm saying? We need a lot of this. We need a lot of those, bro. We need a lot of those. You feel me? Speaking of industries and money and music, Kiss, right? You guys know legendary rock group Kiss. I had to break out the shirt just for this segment. You know, they sold their entire catalog and name to a Swedish company for 300 million. 300 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of bread. You feel me? So, what does that mean? That means that they don't profit off of that, basically. They don't profit off of their music. They don't profit off of their name anymore for a long time. Now, a lot of these times when you're selling your catalog and stuff like that, it means that, or it isn't like for life. it's only for a certain amount of time, right? So the a lot of these deals last for about 10 years, you know what I mean? So I've seen a lot of people online say, man, they should have saved that for their families. You know what I mean? Their families. What about their families? They could have made more just by licensing their music and stuff like that. A lot of people can't license their music. It's hard. That shit ain't easy. You don't have time to reach out to all these movie companies every time they got a new movie coming out and submit songs. It don't work like it's hard. You know what I mean? It's hard to do what you think is easy. The simple play that you have for somebody else is gonna be 10 times hard to do than just to say. You know what I'm saying? So they sell their catalog for 300 mil. Congratulations. You did the right thing to me. If it was me, I say do it, bro. Do it. You know, you got a lot of people, like I said, don't do it. What about the family? But your family? You kidding me? 300 mil, you can't take care of them? And then on top of that, right? Let's say God forbid something happens to Kiss, right? The bandmates and all that good stuff. And the money goes down to the family. So say that all revenue, all royalties generated go down to the kids, the grandkids, and all that good stuff, right? All that's cute. But what happens when you give people something without them having to work for anything? What usually happens with that? I'll tell you, entitlement. That breeds greedy, entitled people. You feel me? Which is why I understand why a lot of my homies, while I was coming up in music, didn't just hand me shit. You know what I mean? Didn't just hand me this, hand me that. You know, because you become entitled. You become lazy. You sit around a lot. You know what I mean? And that's something that you don't want to breed. So I remember there was this interview with what's bro name? What the hell is bro name? Fucking amazing investor, super rich. I want to say Bernie Madoff, but that definitely wasn't the person, bro. Um, but yeah, man, I can't remember his name, but you know, he was being heavily scrutinized because he's a billionaire plus billionaire, and he said that he's not leaving his kids or grandkids nothing. And there a lot of people were like, why wouldn't you take care of these people? They're your kids, they're your grandkids. Why wouldn't you set them up? You could set them up. You could set up your family for as long as they last until the world ends, more than likely. And he was like, no, I'm not going to do that because he learned early on dealing with his daughter about how if you give these people money and you don't teach them how to work for anything, they'll never do it. That like you're breeding a cancer for society, and that's not the move. You feel me? Cooper Fernell, he says we live in a monopoly game for in life. Think about it. Don't let it fly over your head. Big facts. Big facts. Tate, no. This is an old man, dude. This is an old man. Nah, big facts though. Yeah, I'm talking about an old man. Warren Buffett. Bam. Shout out to Rigo Padilla. Big facts, bro. Warren Buffett. I read a lot. I did a lot of research on Warren Buffett. You know what I mean? It turns out my boy was like, what was he like 9, 8 when he did his first investment. His dad was an investor, and he taught him how to invest early. Which brings me, I'm just I had all this shit in a row, but I'm like, it's crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into different shit the way I'm just gonna, you know what I mean. But I do have something on this topic too. So when I was in eighth grade, right? I was in eighth grade. My teacher, Mr. Takar, Webster Middle School, the first school I've ever been to where they had fucking race riots. It was crazy. I came from a real square school district. I was in Lincoln Unified. I went to Sierra Middle School, bro. It was good. It was like your suburban middle school. We it was fuck. If I'm not mistaken, no, we didn't have uniforms. It was just like, yeah, it was uniforms. It was like cookie cutter fucking middle school, right? They found out I didn't stay in the district. Moved me to Webster Middle School, Stockton Unified School District. When me and my mom walked in, there was this kid. She was walking in front of us. We walk into the hallway. She's walking in front of us, and she has a tracksuit on with a piercing right here, and like her hair done all up. She looked like a baby mama at 12. My mom looked at me, and I looked at her, and she was like, "You gonna be all right here?" I was like, "It's good. I'll be all right." So fast forward a couple of months. So I'm in class, 8th grade, and my teacher, Mr. Takar, he's talking to us, and he's telling us how we're not being set up to compete in the world later on. Me instantly, bam. Same way now. I instantly get offended. What? I take offense. He's talking about my mom. You talking about my dad. You talking about my grandparents. You're talking about my support system now. So I instantly, how do you know that we ain't being set up? He was like, oh, okay. So I expected that. Do you have stocks? Do you know how to read a stock? I was like, no, I don't. And he said, okay. He said, let me tell you about my morning. He said, so I wake up every morning, 5 a.m. My wife has my dinner or my breakfast made. And then today was a different day. I drive over to my brother's house. And who do I see? I see my niece and my nephew at the breakfast table having breakfast. He said they're 8 and 9. I'm like, who gives a fuck? Okay. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, I had breakfast too. Shit. Who gives a shit? And so he goes, okay, so they're reading the newspaper. And I said, okay. And he said, I asked him. He said, hey, what are you guys reading? Are you guys reading that article on Barney that I see right there? And they look at him. He said he gave this face. Barney, we don't read that shit. He said that they told him that they were checking their stocks and that the Dow is at so and so and the Nasdaq is at so and so and they're looking to invest in yada yada. And I was like, shit, maybe I am not prepared to compete. You know what I mean? And I was looking around the class and I was like, damn, dude, we're in bad shape. You know what I mean? I didn't say that out loud. You know what I mean? Because I had pride. But it was crazy how different cultures set up their kids to compete in the world. When I was 8 or 9, they told us to go outside and play. Go outside and play. Go play football. Don't you got something to do? You know what I mean? Now, does that mean that my parents were bad? No. No. It doesn't mean that. It means that they didn't know what Mr. Takar and his family knew, which is if your kids are gonna be what you want them to be, you have to prepare them early. I talked about this before. Your 8 or 9 year old, you're preparing them for 12 and 13. Do they need to be doing what 12 and 13-year-olds do? No, that's not what I'm saying, right? But you're transitioning. So they need to be aware of what 12 and 13-year-olds do. They need to know the good parts about being 12 and 13, and then they need to know the shady parts so that they can be aware to stay away from these things, right? And then so on. When they're 13, 12, 13, 14, they need to be ready to they need to be aware of what to experience when they get older, 16, 17, right? So that they're prepared, you know? And this till this day, bro, I swear, I want to go and find Mr. Takar because he made me think about that shit. I think about that stuff with my kids, with my son. My daughter's like a fucking 6 days old. But it's like, I think about that all the time now. You know, what, how can I prepare my kids to compete in a world that more than likely they're not even going to be aware they're competing with? You know, like a lot of the people I know aren't worried about stocks. There's a few, Well, there's a lot of people that I know, and the ones that I talk to mostly, they know what the hell, they know what I'm talking about. They know what's going on. But the majority of people that I know aren't really worried about that type of shit. You know what I mean? They're worried about going to work, coming home, paying bills, and eating. You know, and that's just kind of how the world is. And it's like it depends. Like your kids can survive on that. You know what I mean? They can survive going through the motions. You know what I mean? Running the hamster wheel. But what do you want from them? And if you want something bigger for them, then you're gonna have to prepare them. Now, I remember the last time I was talking about something like this, I put up a clip from it, you know, on a reel and stuff like that. And a cousin of mine was like, you can't expect a 4 year old. No, a 2 year old has to be a 2 year old, and a 4 year old is going to be a 4 year old, and so on. You can't expect so much out of them. And I didn't go back and forth because at the end of the day, the worst thing you could do is try to change somebody's mind. You know what I mean? If you say something and they decide to combat it instead of try to find understanding in what you said, you will fucking lose all of your hair trying to change their mind, bro. It don't make no sense. It is slow. It's like slow people behavior. So, you know what I mean? That's what I did. I was like, hey man, you got it. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's not that you put these expectations on these little kids. It's you prepare them for that. You expose them to these things. I have a cousin that I just talked to. You know, he told me that when he's home, he's training his son to day trade. I was like, shit, what the hell? He was like, yeah, man, that's what I'm doing. I was like, damn, how old is he? And I think he's like 6 or something like that. And at first I was thinking like, dude, he's too young for that shit. How the fuck is he gonna do that? But I've seen 6 year olds and 5 year olds and 4 year olds playing Call of Duty. So you mean to tell me that that a kid could turn on a video game, play Call of Duty, and understand how the scores go and all that good stuff, but they can't understand how to stocks, how how to look at cryptocurrency and see where it's going and that type shit. It all depends on how you learn or what you teach him, right? My son is 2 years old. He can identify damn near all the damn animals. He's good with shapes. He knows what the hell an octagon is. And it gets me every time. I gotta look at fucking Google to make sure he's right. You know what I mean? Um, he counts all the way to 10, 11. You know what I mean? He does this kid was reading the letters off of my wife's shirt and trying to sound them out. We're talking 26 months. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about what you expose these kids to. Is my kid super genius smart? I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's just exposed to shit. You know? I think that's just the case. You have kids that are like prodigies, like, oh man, this kid's amazing at basketball, yada yada. How did he do it? But then you find out that his dad's like training him every day. They're working on different fundamentals and stuff. And you just think that he just got some type of crazy athletic ability. And you might be athletic, but at the end of the day, whatever that kid is exposed to is what he's going to be great at. So if you're exposing him to video games and shit like that, more than likely that's where he's going to be unique at. You know what I mean? So don't waste your time with it, man. You know, expose him to something great, right? I don't know. I feel like I'm yapping now. You know what I mean? Rambling. Um, Let me know how you feel about that in the chat. If you're just getting in here, please hit that like button for your boy. Please hit that like button for your boy. It's funny, right? So I know I seen the chat a few chats ago. A few streams ago. I seen the chat not moving, right? I was like, dude, do people not fool what I'm saying? But I seen the viewers stay the same. I was like, what the hell? What's going on? You know what I mean? Why are they not like engaging? And then I had a couple of people, like 2 or 3 people hit me up telling me how much they enjoy the stream while they're working on like their cars or their boxes and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there stressing that that these people aren't fucking, oh man, they're not rocking with me, yada yada. But at the end of the day, they're just like enjoying the show. And there's nothing wrong with that. So big shout out to everybody that is enjoying the show, man. You know what I mean? Thank you for locking in with me, and I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Next topic though. Next topic, man. Okay. All right. So I seen I seen there was this topic on Facebook, right? So this woman, she was complaining about how real men, no, how men aren't the same as when her grandfather was married to her grandmother. It's not the same anymore. Chivalry. They're not chivalrous anymore. Men aren't caring anymore. You know what I mean? Men aren't yada yada, this and that. They don't provide yada yada, all types of crazy shit, right? And I took a deep dive into that because I'm like, okay, why do you feel that way? And what's the reason? You know what I mean? This woman had to have been about, she looked like she was in her 30s, maybe 40s, right? So if you know me, you know my brain, how my brain works, bro. I went straight into whys. Why? So why did she feel that way? She said it. So what is making this a reality for her? So I went in deep dove. And this is my theory. Sit back and enjoy. Okay, so welfare. Welfare started in 1935, right? So welfare started in 1935. But in 1964 benefits were increased, right? So people started getting their lives taken care of by the government in 1964. What does that mean? That means that the government, if you're in hard times, the government comes and funds all your shit, right? Take care of the household, put food in there, take care of all this stuff. But what is the one stipulation that has to happen in order for you to be able to do that? For one, you need to be making under 20,000 a year, right? So you got to be broke. Let's call it broke. So you got to be under 20,000 a year, and you cannot be married or have a man living with you in the house. So what does that do? That moves the man right out of the house. Right? Now, especially if that man is broke. Say you are just fucking broke. Let's keep it real. You know what I mean? Say you don't got it like that. Say you got a low level paying job. You know what I mean? You got a low level paying job and you can't get it, you know, and you're the woman sees that, she like, look, man, I could get rid of you, have the government pay for this shit, and we could live like crazy. We could be going up in here. And that's what they did. You feel me? Shout out to KJ Smith. He says, sup, Syph. What's going on, chat fam? Just tuning in. Much love. Big shout out to you, bro. Welcome back. You feel me? Uh Cooper Fano, he says, be a bum. Big facts. And that's what it created, right? It created a lot of bums. So, to enforce this man out of the household stuff, the workers would do random pop-ups to check out the house. So they would come, a worker from the state would come, check out the house, look inside the closets, make sure no men's clothes are in there. If they were, cut your benefits off. Give me the monies. If there were no clothes in there, you good. We bless you. We keep it going. We keep you in the hood because that's the only place we're paying for you to stay. And we're gonna put all the food in your shit, and you will not have a man in the house, and we will take care of you. It's all good, right? We got you. We got your back. So, what did that do to the family dynamics? You feel me? It made it that the kids grew up in a single family household. You feel me? Single family household. What does that do for what does a single family household do good for anybody? What good does that do for anyone? You feel me? What did it do for the sons? Put that in perspective. That means that all the sons that grew up in these households grew up not understanding how to deal with things logically. So you got a lot of people running around with their emotions because they're raised in an emotion based household. And if you don't think that women lead with their emotions, shame on you. Learn something. Science. You feel me? KJ Smith, he says that's how feminism started. Big facts. You feel me? So you got a lot of these males that were raised in these households, leading with their emotions. So when they get older and turn into men, instead of get running into a problem and addressing it and talking that shit out like a man would, what did they do? They led with their emotions. Then you got people getting emotional and picking up weapons. Because what is a woman? What it more? Okay, tell me if your mom ever said this and keep it solid. But if somebody get in your face, you better pick something up and whoop their ass. How many times have you ever heard that? Keep it solid too. But yeah, man. Okay, so that's what it did to the boys of the household, right? Now, what did it do to the girls of the household? You feel me? Um, you hear the mom. I mean, I was a kid. I was a kid during the '80s, man, and '90s. And what was the narrative being pumped around? I don't need no man. You don't need. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. Man ain't shit. Man ain't this. Man ain't that. It was like an attack on the man, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you too young to understand what I'm talking about. So just listen, right? My sandwich maker is broken. Fucking Joe Cook is a legend, bro. But what did it do to the women? The kids grow up in this or the females the girls grow up in a household where the mom feels like she don't need a man. You don't ever see a man in the household. And what is the first thing that everybody that grew up in a single household says? Well, my mom always made it happen. My mom always made it work. Mom's always had it cracking, man. We never went hungry. We was broke, but we always made it happen. You know what I mean? And it's like, duh, the government is helping, but they're also digging you in a hole. You feel me? You got more trauma than good moments, and you just don't know it. You feel me? And it's like, should you be ashamed that you went through this? No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. But what you should do is learn from it. Just learn from it. You know what I mean? Um, every lesson isn't given to you in a positive way. That's one thing that we got to learn, bro. That's one thing we got to learn. Every lesson isn't given to you in a positive way. A lot of people that I learned how to keep a successful relationship from, like how to have a successful relationship. A lot of the people that I learned from were in unhealthy relationships. And you say, what the hell? That don't even make sense. But it made sense to me because I seen the BS that they were doing and going through. And I was like, yeah, I ain't doing that. You feel me? Did I know how to not do it? No. But I just knew that that wasn't the way to go about it. You feel me? I seen people choose their wives or their baby mamas on these things. And so I decided to choose them on those things. Choose my wife and my, you know what I mean, on those things. Sitting here talking like I got hella kids or something. But it's like it's crazy when you think about it, right? So let's let that trickle down to nowadays. So that's when it started. 1964. Shit went crazy. 1970s, what happened? Crack. Crack and gangbanging, right? Why did all these dudes start doing drugs? Why did all these dudes start gangbanging? What the hell else did they have else to do? They definitely wasn't being fucking family men. Why? Because they couldn't. They didn't have a fucking choice. They did not have a choice, bro. You'd be like, man, that's on them. No, that is on the circumstances, right? You can only play the cards you dealt. Now, true, right? While they could have never put that crack pipe to their fucking lips, right? They could have never picked up that gangbang rag. They could have. They could have did that. But imagine the type of stress you living in when the world is already against you. You know what I mean? Because we talking about broke people. We ain't talking about balling ass people. You know what I mean? People coming from good family situations. We're not talking about that. We talking about impoverished people. You know what I mean? People living in poverty, impoverished, or whatever the hell you call it. You feel me? So what were they supposed to do? They apparently, I mean, they could have got a job. You know what I mean? But what happens when you get a job and your woman's on assistant on welfare? We call it welfare. What happens when you're on welfare and you try to go get a job? What happens? I'll tell you. Child support. You feel me? I would in them days, right? Making what? $1 an hour, $1.50 probably an hour. I would rather go and sell a bag of crack than fucking go to work and make $200 a week and have the government come and take $50 from me. Where the hell? Where are you going to live? It don't make no sense, right? It don't make sense to me either. Shout out to KJ Smith. He says it's crazy, bro. It's been going on for a while now. I'm learning about this. Yeah, big facts. Now let's let this trickle down. Now we got generations of this now, right? Because the daughters are thinking this, and then they go and have kids, and guess what they think? When those daughters grow up and they have kids, and those kids are dealing with a dude that's like the brothers that grew up in that house, which is like emotion led people, right? So their daughter grows up and has a baby by this emotionally guy. You feel me? And she's like, "Mom, this dude can't get right. He don't want a job. He just gang banging and smoking weed all the time." And what does the mom tell him? Does she tell him to go get therapy? Does she tell him, "Hey, you know what? You guys need to figure this out and come together as a strong family because your kids' lives depend on this"? No. What does she say to her? Kick his ass out and go get child support and put him on child support and get that money from the government. You'll be taken care of because and just like I did, and you'll be all right. You don't need no man in the house, right? So she kicks him out. She's raising his kids in the house. Now those kids grow up. And guess who they meet? They meet the woman that I'm talking about, the 30, 40-year-old woman that's complaining about there ain't no real men in the house no more, or no real men to marry. Um, all these dudes want to do is do drugs and buy designer fucking clothes and shit like that and carry guns. Now, who do you think brought them around? Who do you think birthed them? The person that spawned you more than likely pushed out the same type of dude that you complaining about. At some point, it has to stop, but it has to stop with us, right? Us as people. I have kids. I gotta make sure that mine ain't out there doing the dumb shit. You feel me? We gotta be smarter than that. For you to be complaining about there's no acceptable men, you gotta look within, look at your family. Are you telling your grandmas this? Are you telling your aunts this? Man, why didn't y'all raise y'all sons like this? We could have been stopped this shit. Nah, you just go and look at how the dude is doing. You don't look at how the shit started. And that's a lot of the problem, bro. A lot of the problem is people look at the now instead of how the shit started. They look at the engine. Oh man, your engine blew. Oh shit, engine blew. Ain't nobody talking about how you ain't put no fucking oil in it. You ain't had an oil change since you bought it. You feel me? Ain't nobody talking about how you never fucking attended, how you never maintenance the car. You know what I mean? And that's the issue, bro. That's the issue. So basically, everybody's complaining about each other, but nobody's checking the moms or the dads. And it's hard for me to get on the dads. You want to know why? Because all of my friends, all of them, every last one I could think of off the top of my head are great fathers. Nobody can say anything about them. It's crazy. I don't know. I know more bad moms than bad fathers right now. I promise to God. Promise to God. I have more than one friend that has his kids that has their kids 99% of the time because the mom did it moving. You feel me? I swear. I know more men than women that have that situation out of friends. Now, family, it's not necessarily the same thing. Not gonna lie. You know what I mean? But homies, I know them. I swear I do. And it's sad that it's going down like that. We got to do better, man. In the wise words of DJ Khaled, for the government assistance and that little bit of child support, you played yourself. Look at what it did. All them years, of assistance led to bullshit people in the world. It's sad, man. It's sad. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go here, but I had to, man. I had to. And you know what's crazy, right? We got all this assistance. We got all this assistance in the country, you know what I mean, within the country, taking care of people, yada yada, all that good shit, right? We helping out with wars. We helping out with refugees, giving them all this money and all this good stuff. But did you know that we are $34 trillion in debt? Did you know that? Did you know that? Now, all of my live streams aren't about this deep shit, but hey, man, we got to talk about some real shit every now and then. You feel me? It's just the way it is, bro. $34 trillion in debt. Bro, what we got going on? What's up, my boy Jeremy Armstrong? Bro, what is going on in the world when we got $34 trillion in debt and we are paying refugees monthly allowances? Who polices the debt? I don't know. Can somebody tell me in the chat? If you know, please put it in here. Who polices the debt of the country? Because whoever that is, whatever career politician that is, he need to be fired, bro. Dead ass. Dead ass. He needs to go, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. How does the prices of homes go up? The prices of goods go up. The homelessness is crazy. The gas prices are damn near $6 out here in California. A gallon. And we're not in a recession. How does that equal? How does that equal? Nobody can afford to buy houses. People can't even afford rent right now. And we're not in a recession. Like, can we press reset on this shit at some point? Like, I think it's crazy. I feel like the only reason we're not in a recession is because we're so close to an election, an election that you know what I mean. People are like doing their best to not go there so that they don't be a part of the debates. You know what I mean. And for that to be the case, that's real selfish, bro. Like, you gotta go. We did it, Joe. Yeah, you're gonna do it at home next time, bro. You feel me? That's got you gotta. That's cold, bro. That's cold. Now, gas prices are close to $6 a gallon here in California, like I said. My theory why gas prices rise. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that has nothing to do with the president. You feel me? So you got people like Jerry Jones, you know, the owner of the Cowboys. He owns oil. You know what I mean? He's an oil man. So my theory is every time there's a Democratic president, because you know the Democrats push for the top 1% earners, the point ones, to be taxed more, right? So my theory is they get these dudes, you know, the Jerry Joneses of the world, raise the gas prices to make us want to vote Republican, so they can be like, look, I'm not gonna tax you for this gas if y'all stop trying to tax my dollars. That's my theory, bro. And I think that's cold. And if it's not right, if it's not that, if I'm wrong, then somebody has to tell me why. Um, if I'm not mistaken, it was literally Jerry Jones in Texas when Texas had that 2 week blackout, like a couple of years back. Why did they raise the gas prices at that point? You know what I mean? That was some of the coldest shit ever. If anything, you should have lowered them. You know what I mean? But the gas stations were backed up because everybody was getting gas for their generators. And what did they do? They hiked the they hiked the bill up. Like, hey man, we're gonna tax y'all for this gas now. You know what I mean? Supply and demand. I respect it as business, but at the end of the day, it's grimy because shit. Look at how the people had to move, bro. It's cold, man. The world is cold, man. The world is cold. I don't give two shits about these rich people because at the end of the day, the last thing they care about is us. And I say you too. And when I say you not rich like them. I don't care if you got more money than me or less. At the end of the day, we all the same to them. You feel me? We broke to them. It's funny because I know people that be like, sheesh, I make 150 a year, yada yada. I'm like, hey, that's cool. But I know that's funny, right? You hear I see people on Facebook with that same vibes all the time. And it's like, man, I'll make this a year. And it's like, bro, I know literal multimillionaires, bro. And when you talk money in front of these type of people, you just look like a clown. You know what I mean? You look like a clown. And it's hella funny. It's hella funny because I've heard I've heard I've heard these multimillionaires. Um, we see the same people on Facebook, right? And then we'll link up and they'll be talking about, hey, yeah, man, you see so and so. Oh yeah, man, he be talking all that money shit. He be like, yeah, man, he pulled out he took a picture with about like $2,000 or something like that. So I sent him one with $20,000, and he's just laughing. You know what I mean? He was like, "Yeah, we were flexing." Now to my boy with the $20,000, you think you grinded, you saved up for that to be able to flex that. That's your liquid money. That money would not pay that other person on the other side. That wouldn't pay his car insurance for all his cars. You know what I mean? It's like it's different, bro. That's why I don't talk about no money flexing. I don't do none of that shit. I don't flex nothing that I have. I know a person that got a fucking Lamborghini just in the garage collecting dust. You know what I mean? It's like that, bro. Like to see people talk about some shit and not really get the gist of how they look after that, man, is just crazy, right? Which made me think, right? The way that the how do we stop flexing? And I think the only way you stop the flex is to expose people to certain shit, right? Like when you're a big fish in a small pond, the only thing you think about is eating, right? But once you swim out into a bigger body of water, you start to humble yourself a little bit. You know what I mean? You start to respect the meal that you ate last a little more, And I think that's something that we need to teach these kids too. Expose them to other shit. Expose them to different things. That way, they don't grow up being one of these weird ass people. You know what I mean? Acting like they live in a life that they really don't live. You know what I mean? And I don't know how we got here, bro. It's just something I needed to say because I see it a lot, and it's fucking comical. Me and the homies be on the phone talking about this crazy, funny shit, and it's sad. Now, before I go, I wanted to show you guys this this picture real quick, man. I be seeing some dumb shit, and don't ever let this be you, right? Don't ever let this be you. Look at this. Look at this. And although this is good work, I like the whites inside the red. It makes it look like it's really dripping and stuff. But bro, what what is going on here? Now when I seen the lightning bolt, when I seen the lightning bolt, if I would have seen this man just with the lightning bolt on his face, I would have expected some stupid shit like this to come behind it. Now, jobs hire people. right? They hire people with tattoos. But who's hiring my boy? Who's hiring this man? I think um I think we gotta do better, man, as people. I feel like uh I feel like just cause you got the money to pay for it don't mean that you should be able to buy everything. You feel me? Joe Cook says the dollar definitely does not go far anymore. Big facts, man. You know what I mean? It's like that now, man. It's crazy out here in this economy, man. It's crazy looking at this guy's face. And you know what else is crazy? Um, Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion, right? Popular rapper Megan Thee Stallion is being sued for forcing her old cameraman to watch her have sex in a car, bro. What's up with people? What's up with people, man? How do you now at first I was like, how was he forced to watch her have sex in a car, bro? That seems sus to me. And then like before I went and questioning my boy's what I mean, his preferences, what I did understand is that I see the play. You know what I mean? I see the play. And so I'm not gonna get on him like that. You know what I mean? So I think that shit was funny. And she says to him, she told him to never discuss what he saw. You know what I mean? In a threatening manner. She'll do something. Like, I'll make sure, yada yada. Man, shut up. You know what I'd have told her? Man, shut the fuck. What are you gonna do? I caught you having sex, stupid. You didn't catch me having sex in the car. Like, I think that's the funniest thing in the world. To threaten somebody after you got caught doing some stupid shit, and the motherfucker's like a cameraman. It ain't like he's like a manager, your business manager, or you pay for his household or something. A motherfucking cameraman, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I think just like exposure, a lot of the like I was talking about with exposing, exposure to things. I think a lot of these celebrities have lost touch of reality, and they kind of slow now, man. Because if Megan Thee Stallion told me that I need to shut my mouth and not tell anybody, I would have laughed at her right in her fucking face. Like, who are you talking to? How you need to be cracking open your checkbook and paying me to shut up. There's no way you don't win this anyway. Whether it's the streets and I tell everybody, whether it's the fucking courtroom and I sue you for exposing your cakes in front of me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you don't win this situation in any type of way. Like, who are you? Like, who that I think these famous people have lost touch, man. I think these famous people lost touch. Just like fucking Drake and Rick Ross having a stunt battle, you know what I mean? They're trying to um talk shit about each other because one of them doesn't have a fucking yacht. And I see people in the comments talking about, yeah, man, you know what I mean? He needs a yacht. How are you that rich and don't got a yacht? Bitch, you are tech. Yeah, you kidding me? You making monthly payments on your phone to text that, stupid. This is not for you to have this is not for you to join in, dumbass. But yeah, man, on that note, I am as you guys know, that stick around this live stream more often than usual. Well, not even that was stupid. For all my people in the chat that have been here since day one, y'all know that I have a kid now, a new kid. And with that responsibility comes being a parent that is right there in the muck, in the mud with my wife and taking care of these kids to make sure that she don't go fucking crazy, right? So, with that being said, I'm not gonna go an hour and a half, 2 hours today. I'm gonna end it at an hour, and I want to thank everybody for coming to rock with me again. I love y'all to death. Shout out to all the members of the channel. Before I go, let me give a shout out to the members of the channel. Shout out to Ain't Loud AJ. I haven't seen you in here often, so I'm about to hit your ass up in the inbox and figure out where you been, bro. Shout out to DJ Xander. You too. Shout out to Craig O'Hearn. Shout out to Joseph Nelson. Shout out to my boy Scott Voss. Shout out to Lend Me To, the longest standing member of the channel. Shout out to Cooper from the O. Shout out to El Peron. And shout out to Rigo Padilla. All members of the channel, all much love. Thank you guys so much for believing in me and staying down for the come up. Yeah, if you have not yet, please hit the like button and all that good shit. You feel me? Stay rocking with your boy because I fuck with y'all heavy, man. I love y'all to death. When I say that, I don't just say it to say it. I say it because I mean it. I hope you guys stay healthy until Friday. I will see y'all at 7 p.m., more than likely 6 p.m. You know what I mean? And yeah, stay safe, stay grinding. Go stream my music and go buy some shirts. You feel me? Yeah, all that good shit. You feel me? And yeah, we out of this bitch.